morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Wacky and Weird Wednesday. We're here to share with you some weird and wacky we found on this week's headlines, what's going on in the news. People are doing weird stuff, politicians getting into trouble, and animals, of course. Well, animals exist and they bewilder us every day. This is Before Coffee, the first and only international game show, a father and daughter podcast where we look at the story just started. We just got caffeine in our bodies and we're live on stream. Let's roll that segue wheel and get into today's headlines. Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday. Lost my news stories. Switzerland seek a shout-out for yodeling from the UN Cultural Agency, UNESCO.
Yes, and happy Wednesday, where it's death by 1,000 cold cuts as a Border Patrol agent is assaulted by a sandwich. Plus, what's all the screaming about? It's the London Scream Club. And don't forget, the first rule of London Scream Club is don't talk about London Scream Club. Scream about it! All right, sorry.
What sparked a French furor over a Shein store in Paris?
And birders are flocking to Long Island to observe a rare cuckoo bird.
Australian political storm is wearing a Joy Division t-shirt. Anti-Semitic? That's in my culture news.
I remember my anti-Semitic. She was really mean. Anyway, my National Stress Awareness Day. That's right. It's National Stress Awareness Day, so you need to chill out, relax, kick back, have some coffee. It's the first Wednesday of November 5th, 2025. I'm Before Coffee.
We love a first Wednesday of a month. The first wacky news of November is going to explain everything wacky that's going to go on for the rest of the month. That's how it works.
And it's not Rocktober. It's what? It's
November doesn't have a fun theme, does it?
Brovember is only
other than, No Nut November and
Crowvember.
No Shave November.
Crowvember. We'll celebrate the Black Crows and all their 3 or 4 hits they had.
Okay. Let's get into our first segue wheel for my first stories.
Hard to handle now. All right, first story, November 5th.
I only have 2 stories today in my culture news.
Okay,
so
nice.
You've got all the stories today. Sarcasm.
Good.
Give me some sarcasm for this story about... I remember the name of it. Yodeling! This is from Jamie Keaton on AP News. Coming out of Lucerne, Switzerland. Yodelay-hee! What? Those famed yodeling calls that for centuries have echoed through the Alps and more recently have morphed into a popular could soon reap a response from faraway Paris. Switzerland's government is looking for a shout-out from the UN agency UNESCO, based in the French capital, to include the tradition of yodeling on the list of intangible heritage. The decision is expected by year-end. Modern-day promoters emphasize that the yodel is far more than the mountain cries of yesteryear by falsetto bellowing male herders in suspenders who intone alongside giant alphorn instruments atop verdant hillsides. If you've never seen the yodeling meme, that's it. He just explained it in words. It's now a popular form of singing. That's true. There was that kid in the Walmart who was yodeling. Right? It's become an actual, and Walmart. I think, what was her name? There's a lot of artists who put yodeling into their singing, right? They don't maybe yodel the whole song, but they have a yodeling in it.
Right.
Over the last century, yodeling clubs sprouted up in Switzerland, building upon the tradition and broadening its appeal. With its tones, techniques, and tremolos, finding their way deeper into the musical lexicon internationally in classical, jazz, and folk. U.S. country crooners prominently blended yodels into their songs in the late 1920s and 1930s. About 70 years ago, Lucerne University of Applied Science and Arts became the first Swiss university to teach yodeling. For me, actually, in Switzerland, we have 4 languages, but I think really we have 5 languages. We have a 5th, the yodel. Nadja Ross, a professor at the university, alluded to the official German, French, Italian, and Romance language. Switzerland, yodeling exists in a neighboring Austria, Germany, and Italy. Yodeling is distinctive because of its vocal technique. In its early days, yodeling involved chants of wordless vowel sounds, or natural yodeling, with melodies but no lyrics. More recently, yodeling songs have included verses and a refrain. Oh God! Not a refrain! The Swiss government says at least 12,000 yodelers take part in 780 groups of Swiss education. In Switzerland, Ross said, yodeling is filled with the sound of colors of the voice and features 2 types, one centering on the head sound, and one emanating from the deeper down the chest with an O sound. Doo-doo-doo-hoo-hoo and ho-do-ho-ho. Here we go. And even within Switzerland, styles vary. Yodeling in the northern region near Appenzell is more melancholic and slow, while in the country's central regions, the sounds are more intense and shorter, she said. She has studied yodeling, okay? She is a yodel expert. What began as mostly a male activity and are now drawing more women in the country that adopted universal suffrage. 1. The Appenzell Innerrhoden region only gave equal voting rights to women in local elections in 1990. Why? That's the weirdest thing in this story, not the yodeling. That's the weirdest thing for me. Equal voting rights in 1990? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Don't you get it?
Following a high court ruling, yeah, it's really fucking sad the high court had to be like, hey, you can't stop people from voting, assholes. Julien Roulemire, a scientific advisor for the Federal Office of Culture, who is spearheading the Swiss request, said it's tough to trace the origins of yodeling, which factors into the imagery of the Swiss Alps. Some say it means a communication between valleys, using these very distinctive sounds that can carry a long way. Others believe it's a form of singing. That what we know is that yodeling has always been transformed and uplifted. UNESCO's government-level code for intangible heritage will decide in mid-December in New Delhi. The classification aims to raise public awareness of arts, craftsmanship, rituals, knowledge, and traditions that are passed down over generations. And also UNESCO heritage signifies to us how both different and similar humans are, right? How we come up with these things that we should all experience and share with each other. Also among the 68 total nominations this year are traditions like the Kanaka face powder in Myanmar, Ghanaian high life music, the fermented beverage moxine, and the El Oropo music and dance tradition in Venezuela. This is different from the UNESCO World Heritage List, which enshrines protections for physical sites that are considered important to humanity, like the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Yeah, we can't protect the yodeling. Protect the Alps. You can't. I mean, the Alps are going to be long before, long after we've left the planet. Last year, Japan's famed sake, the smooth rice wine, was one of more than 60 honorees. I can't believe sake wasn't protected until now. One of the 60 honorees in the intangible heritage list, along things like the Nauru Spring Festival in parts of Central Asia, and the skills and knowledge of zinc in Paris. Ross of Lucerne University says that the candidates for the intangible heritage list are asked to specify future prospects of transitions. We figure out some projects to bring into the future, and one of those is we bring the yodel to primary school, said Ross. For self-corrupt yodel, he said 20 Swiss school teachers know how to yodel and are trying it with their classes. One of my life goals is that when I die, in Switzerland, every school child will be in contact with yodeling during their primary school time. He said, I think it's a very good chance for the future of yodel to be on that UNESCO list. There's your wacky and weird news about yodeling and how it's going to become one of those, probably, one of those protected UNESCO heritage, tangible heritage list, honoring
expansion of
Swiss yodeling.
That's right. And the expansion of yodeling can only lead to one thing, I say. And of course, you need one of those horns. Those, I guess they're called alphorn horn or horns. Those like long horns, right? Yes. And since yodeling is taken off and more people can discover the wonders of Ricola cough drops. Ricola. I have a joke for this.
Yeah, that's famously a yodeling thing, yes.
Ricola. Yeah, you can yodel with or without the horn, but you need that low frequency to, I don't know.
Of course, the biggest problem with Ricola is it's so expensive for cough drops, man. It's the most expensive ones. €10 for a bag.
Was this originally for calling livestock, I wonder, not just necessarily?
Yeah, that's what they're like. It's just communication over the hills, right? Because it bounces.
Right. Livestock don't know words, they just know sounds. And they hear that horn, they're like, oh shit, it's time to whatever, our favorite treat. And I have a knock-knock joke.
You have a knock-knock joke? Okay.
Yes, it is. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little lady, wee-hoo! Is that what you're going to do?
There you go. Thank you. All right.
All right, let's roll our next segue wheel for your story. Your two stories.
That might be the first knock-knock joke I learned. I don't even know.
The first yodeling joke ever made is that one you just told.
The only knock-knock yodeling joke, I think. Anyway, you could probably write one that isn't funny. We're going to talk about...
I come with an alliteration headline for you.
Alliteration headline, this ought to be good. Border Patrol agent testifies on DC sandwich guy. I could smell the onions. Oh my God, onions. Anyway.
My face has never, it smells like ham and it won't go away.
The Huffington Post has kind of the story. They just collect stories. Nobody. Dave Jameson edited this story for Huffington Post. U.S. Border Patrol agent who was struck by a Subway sandwich in Washington, D.C. in August testified on the incident in federal court on Tuesday. Gregory Larimore, a 23-year veteran of the agency, this puts him roughly in his 40s, said he was not injured by the sandwich toss, but he said he could feel its impact through his ballistic vest. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest to protect me from hoagies. Anyway, the ballistic vest he was wearing, it came apart and kind of exploded when it struck his chest, according to Larimore. Yeah, sandwiches tend to do that, unless they got that little, that little toothpick shoved in all over the place. They tend to fly apart when you throw them. Yep, that's what happens.
Yeah.
I could smell the onions and the mustard, he said. Oh, mustard. They make mustard gas, right? There's mustard gas. People die from that. Oh, poor guy. Anyway. Apparently, he's lost all bodily functions from this. I don't know. Probably not. Larimore was called to stand to testify to trial DC sandwich guy, Sean Dunn, a local anti-Trump resistance hero. Bauer video showed Dunn hurling the sandwich at Larimore after calling him and other federal agents what they are, which is fascists. Shortly before Stinky the Clown declared a crime emergency in Washington, D.C., because one of his rich buddies got assaulted in a fight that he started himself. Jeanine Pirro, the drunk U.S. attorney of D.C., who is on her 5th champagne bottle already today, tried to charge Dunn with felony assault of a federal agent for a sandwich. But the grand jury declined. The grand jury said, okay, if you can't get grand jury to indict anybody, there's the famous saying that you can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. Hey, Phil, get an indictment on a ham sandwich. So funny.
That's crazy.
It's right. It's so funny. You could not get an indictment on a ham sandwich. Therefore, she's the worst U.S. attorney in the history of the world. Can't even get an indictment on a ham sandwich, just like everybody else could. Prosecutors have proceeded with a misdemeanor charge. Oh, we're not going to drop this. We're going to make you pay a fine. Okay, I'll pay your fine. I'll pay it in pennies, motherfucker. His jury started on Tuesday. Jury trial for throwing a sandwich. America. It's not good that the grand jury decided not to charge. It's not a good sign. The jury's going to be like, the real jury's going to be like, dismissed, dismissed, dismissed. Bye. Have a nice day.
Why are we wasting it? Why had to come to jury duty for this?
Right. Somebody's getting 2 weeks pay to sit through a trial about, you threw the sandwich. Who cares? Stop arresting people that didn't do anything wrong. In an opening statement, the government argued that Dunn was free to berate and curse at federal agents like Larimore, but he crossed the line when he threw a sandwich. For sure. The sandwich was loaded. It was a loaded sandwich. No matter who you are, you can't just go around throwing stuff at people because you're mad. But Trump does it all the fucking time. I'm just so confused. Trump throws shit all the fucking time like a toddler. I mean, I throw shit too, especially tools, right? But I sure as fuck don't throw them at people. Anyway, Dunn's team did not dispute their client tossed the sandwich. Why would he? But said the toss could not have caused serious bodily injury and therefore fell far short of felony assault. His conduct is not a federal criminal case, is not close, as the attorney argued. The verdict case is expected on Wednesday. Of course, there is absolutely no Border Patrol agents being charged with any crimes that they're committing. So I expect the jury of peers this is in Washington, D.C., jury of peers is going to say, nah, ain't no crime here. Dismissed. What a waste of taxpayers' money. This is federal, by the way, federal government charging a person for throwing a sandwich. I'm like, sandwich ain't dangerous. Sorry. Not even a sandwich. Not even a mustard gas sandwich. Well, anyway, there's your story.
Mustard gas.
Talk too much? The coffee talking. Well, obviously, he was afraid of mustard gas.
My alliteration headline is Furious Food Fight. The fearless phony felled by flying focaccia for fostering fascist folly. Focaccia was the closest thing I could get to a sandwich.
Come on, that was good. Sorry, the soundboard is.
You don't have to apologize, just do it. You have to explain.
Homer's beside himself. Homer's just beside himself on the horrible waste of food.
Yeah, you would have been catching that in his mouth.
That poor salami, it was so young. And we're gonna talk a weird story for you today. This is the Scream thing. Yeah, TheGuardian.com has a story, kind of therapy. Scream Club brings out Londoners together to let it all out. From Sundus Abdi. On a cold Monday afternoon at Hyde Park, London, a small group of people gathered at the Huntress Fountain, chatting softly among themselves. Nothing about the group would seem unusual. Okay, there's something in the middle. Okay. Nothing about the group would seem unusual to passing dog walkers and runners until they huddle together and one starts to count down. On 3, a collective scream cuts through the air. The outbursts last only a few seconds before giving way to laughter. They were only meant to do it once, but end up screaming again, louder the second time. This is the London Scream Club, one of the several gatherings across the UK where people meet to scream in the open air as a form of release. A TikTok video of public group scream in Minneapolis, US. I love it. Also known as Minneapolis, Minnesota, went viral, inspiring offshoots in Chicago, US, and now cities including London, UK, and Birmingham, UK. Participants follow a few simple words. Hydrate, respect your body's limits, and if you feel dizzy, pause. Wow, if you're screaming until you pass out, man, you got a lot to get out. It's therapy, right? Just get all of that out. It's not holding you, it's not doing you any good to hold it back. It's not holding you any good to do it back either. Anyway, for many, it's not just about the noise, but connection, community, and finding new ways to cope with stress. It is important. And again, what is it today? What do we talk about? It is National Stress Awareness Day. So this is your story.
Yep.
Kind of fit, doesn't it? All right. It's nice to be able to release your energy together. It's not only a scream, but also a social club. Everybody gets together and just scream in each other's face because it's therapy. You got to get it out. You gotta. Barnes says he started the group to release pent-up energy from the stress of work life and being a girl. This time last year, I would never have done something like this, she says. Being lonely, struggling to make friends, I felt it all. Once upon a time, I might still feel that way, but I wanted to make new friends. What began as a viral trend has quickly evolved into a new kind of third space that some in the group say I've been searching for. a setting that doesn't revolve around alcohol or spending money. And we need more social clubs. There aren't many places of young people to go meet others without spending money or feeling pressure to drink. People really need that. Yeah, any club where you're pressure to drink is a drinking club. You want to call it something else, yeah, it's a drinking club. You're a bunch of drunks. For others, the Scream Club is an excitement. For others, the Scream Club is experiment in vulnerability, as I can't read now. Iklas, who is 20, a politics student, says she came along after seeing the trend on TikTok. Yeah, trend TikTok rules my life. Hey. I realized I never screamed out loud at a loud volume my whole life, so I wanted to see how that would feel. It is tension relieving, she said. A few years ago, I would never imagine I'd come by myself to a park and scream with strangers. You see, this is why soccer and sports like that are really
I was going to say,
popular.
this person has never been to a concert where you're just screaming the lyrics with the song.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of sad if you think about it that way.
Yeah, it's very, very cathartic to let it all out sometimes, and it's very scary to a lot of people, though, unfortunately. She found the experience unexpectedly freeing. But if you're screaming at a concert, you're just part of the group. And if you're screaming in a group of Scream Club, you're part of the group, right? Just going out and screaming on your own, society might not think that's so great. But if you got a group, it's all, oh yeah, they're soccer hooligans. They can do that. She found the experience unexpectedly freeing. It helps with social anxiety. She says it's fun, but you also go home feeling refreshed because you've met and spoken to new people. Look, it's a new person. Right out of the package. That in itself is a kind of therapy. Malia Hussain, 21, a master's student, also discovered the club through social media. I've been stressed out a lot recently. My eye keeps twitching, she laughs. I can't really scream at home. My parents would be confused, but here everyone's in the same boat. Nobody's judging you. Hussain believes the trend reflects the difficulty many young people face in accessing mental health support. It's really hard to see a therapist in the UK. Why? Why is it hard? Does everybody judge you? Why do therapists exist if they're hard to see? Isn't there enough? Oh, the waiting list is long. The NHS waiting lists are long and private therapy.
We need more people trained to be therapists.
Yeah, again, all therapists do is listen to you bitch and barely listen. So I don't even know what that really does for you. Coming here and having some sort of stress relief, even if you're not talking about your problems, works for people. Shanae's mother, Roswalla Warburton, 55, came along to support her daughter, but also ended up joining the group Scream. People of an older age might think screaming is quite silly or only for young or unwell people. Everybody's unwell, come on now. But I actually felt kind of unburdening. No shit.
Not this gatekeeping screaming. What the hell? I did not know this was happening. Yeah, we got 2 more paragraphs and I'll hit the eject button. The best friends... For best friends, Ottilie Nye and Sarah Craig, 25 and 26. The experience was cathartic and it was fun. I never screamed, Sarah says. I was nervous at first because I didn't know how people would react. But it was actually quite liberating. I felt fun to scream with strangers and everyone's going through their own things, but we come together and let it all out. Ottilie, a drama workshop leader and sex educator, says Scream clubs have resonated with people for so many reasons. You don't want to scream in a sex ed class, that's for sure. The state of the world, all of the horrific things that are happening, sometimes it can feel hopeless and we're conditioned to think we're not allowed to feel that. There's your story about screaming in London. And Edward Munch would be Who is that song by? Scream, shout, let it all out. That guy, he's probably the maker of this entire club.
There's a song called Shout by Tears for Fears where they say that. It says, shout, shout, let it all out.
Oh, that's the one. Anyways, my alliteration headline is... Scream, shout, and soothe your soul at the sensational stress-slaying scream scene in the serene suburb streets.
Woo! Because I'm sleeping on the soundboard.
Start looking at your notepad.
Yeah, I know. Alright.
Wasn't that
Come on,
funny?
crowd.
Calm down. He just clicked all the sound. Our next segue will spin for my story.
Put my glasses on. All right. Okay. Let's have it.
It's your turn to make alliteration headline.
Alrighty.
My only story. It's not my first one. It's my only story. We're going to talk about this weird thing that's happening in a Shein store, where, and it's caused a lot of drama in France against Shein. I mean, you're buying stuff from Shein, stop. Alex Kozelwright has this story here on Al Jazeera. French authorities have warned they may block market access to Chinese retailer Shein after it emerged that online fashion giant was selling sex dolls. Okay, that's weird. With disturbingly childlike appearance. Is this because they're Asian and they have nyatny? For anybody who doesn't know, the reason why Asian people are like naturally cute is because they actually have something called nyatny, which is young childlike features. Right? They just have, that's just the genetically, because they're so homogenous genetically, they have childlike features. But I'm worried that this is racist from the French, which would not be surprising, right? Oh, your dolls look like children because they're based off of Chinese, which are childlike looking to begin with. Anyways, let's continue the story. Shein, which said the dolls were being sold by a third-party seller on its site, is scheduled to open its very first bricks and mortar inside the upmarket department store BHV in Paris this week. Last week, France's consumer watchdog, the Directorate General for Competition, Consumer Affairs and Fraud Control, DGCCRF, which is probably called something else in French, said it had discovered the dolls on Shein's website, noting that their description left little doubt as to their pedophilia. What did it say? Take this sex doll, childlike to your pleasure. I don't know, what do you mean? What did it say? What did the description say? The watchdog also fined Shein 40 million euros for what it called deceptive pricing practices and for overstating its environmental record. France's economy minister Roland Lexeux told BFM TV Monday, the 3rd of November, in cases involving terrorism, drug trafficking, or child pornographic material, the government has the right to request the access to the French market being prohibited. Frederic Merlin, president of Société des Grands Magasins, which owns BHV, called the sale of the dolls on Shein's platform indecent. Besides the sex doll scandal, Shein has also been facing criticism over its factory worker conditions and environmental impacts of cheap throwaway fashion products. I got this new dress. I'm going to wear it once and then it's going to fall apart. Wow, that was so sure useful. Tourism. I really need to see this sex doll scandal. I just don't want to... I want more details about the sex doll scandal. I thought they were going to say what it actually said. But they didn't say... It was just it was obviously for pedophiles. But they didn't say.
Yeah, some guy, some weirdo got turned on by it, so they got to ban it, right?
Yeah, I was hoping they would quote what the description was, but I guess. Either way, what is Shein? For anybody who doesn't know what this is, founded in 2012 in China and now based in Singapore, Shein, which is privately owned by its founder and CEO Chris, has grown to become a global leader in fast fashion, whereby clothes are produced at a low cost and adapt quickly to new trends, and they also fall apart instantly, created so quickly. The online retailer, which operates around 6,000 factories in China, in a specific village. There's a village that's literally known as the Shein City. It's just the whole factory employs everyone in that city. They all work there, and if they're not working there, they're working for the logistics. They're all connected to that factory. They mainly sell via a mobile app to customers and ship products to more than 150 countries. In 2024, Shein's global sales amounted to almost 38 billion Singapore dollars, or $9 US dollars, up to 20% from the previous year. While it has operated pop-up shops in the past, Shein is due to open its first permanent outlet in Paris today, inside the BHV department store in the upmarket Maurice neighborhood. but a French petition opposing the opening has already collected 1,000 signatures. Despite building a global business, Shein has checkered labor and environmental record, with multiple investigations having uncovered troubling practices. 22, a Channel 4 investigation revealed that laborers at some of Shein's factories were working up to 75 hours per week. In 24, investigations by Swiss advocacy group Public Eye found that this was still the case 2 years later. 24, another report by Reuters revealed that the 2 suppliers in the company's fashion chain were children under the age of 16, though it did not reveal who the suppliers were and where they were located. According to another 24 report by the nonprofit World Benchmarking Alliance, Shein failed to meet basic standards on human rights and working conditions. For instance, the report found Shein supply chain mapping, identifying factories supply chain were complete, reducing the transparency of Shein's conditions. Yeah, there's a sweatshop out there that they're not filing, right? They don't have it under their lists. That's the worst one to work at. On the environmental side, Shein factories manufacture up to 35,000 items, involving high water energy use, relying heavily on synthetic fibers and producing mass textile waste. Manufactures high use of virgin polyester, a synthetic fiber made from petroleum-based products, and oil produces approximately the same amount of carbon dioxide as 180 oil-fired power plants. And yet another reason to stop buying shit from Shein, according to the environmental nonprofit Changing Markets Foundation. In May this year, following a year-long investigation into Shein's business practices between 22 and 23, the DGCCRF also found that Shein had misled French customers about price reductions advertised on the site. The French government fined the fashion giant 40 million euros, $9 which Shein accepted because they make, yet again, 29 billion last year. You better start charging them billions in fines, not millions. Millions is like that's like, just take all the zeros off. $46. Here's pay us $46 for, lying to the people.
They have the money.
Here you go.
Yeah. Well, it'll help your local economy, right? Anyway.
Several French fashion brands have withdrawn their products from BHV department store in protest. Julie Alcan, co-founder of the French footwear brand oddities, told Le Monde there would be no sense being sold in the same shop as Shein, because they'll just undercut your prices, honestly, right? Why would I buy these expensive brand shoes when I could buy the same shoes for 20 euros and they'll fall apart in the next 3 weeks? The French bank pulled out of talks to buy the BHV 1 week after the announcement of Shein's arrival on October 1st. Paris City Hall also blocked plans for a rugby stadium in Paris logo. Elsewhere, Disneyland Paris abandoned plans to open a Christmas pop-up store in BHV and pulled out of designing window displays for the end of the year holiday, saying that conditions were no longer in place to accommodate events. In recent weeks, some BHV staff have also staged strikes and street protests. But how has Shein responded to the sex doll scandal? French law grants authorities the power to remove illegal content such as images of child sex abuse from online platforms. Websites fail to imply that authorities can require service providers and search engines to block access to internet addresses. On November 1st, France's consumer watchdog, the DGCCRF, issued a formal notice instructing Shein to take urgent corrective measures to sex doll listing from its website or face a full ban from the French market. Shein responded with a statement saying it had banned all sex doll products from its website and had temporarily removed this adult products category altogether as a precaution. I didn't even know they sold adult products. This is crazy. Like lingerie adult products or the actual sex dolls. I had no idea they were manufacturing this. It's also said it had launched an internal investigation into products screening measures. The fight against child exploitation is non-negotiable for Shein, said Executive Chairman Donald Tang. He said the listings were from third-party sellers, but didn't say which ones or where they were based. He did state, "I take this personally. Trust is our foundation, and we will not allow anything that violates it," says the random corporate lingo. But child protection NGO Move and Full, which campaigns for an end to the violence against children, said Shein's actions were insufficient. On Monday, the 3rd of November, it staged a protest outside the BHV shopping complex in Paris. Protests against Shein aren't only about ethics. They're also intertwined with economic anxieties felt by Parisians, retailers who are globally renowned for their fealty, heritage, and craftsmanship. The backlash against Shein, therefore, partly reflects a fear that global competition, particularly ultra-low-cost fast fashion retailers, could undercut domestic companies that adhere to these values and put out of business. June 2025 amendment to France's Green Industry Bill targeted fast fashion brands by curb textile waste. Shein was explicitly singled out. There's your story on the, I had no idea Shein was selling sex stuff news, and I still haven't found, I was still looking for like anything about like an image of the description or what it looks like. I mean, I'm looking at what I think is an image of the one, and it does look very childlike, but I was more curious about this description, right? They said the description is very obviously for pedophiles.
All right.
There's nothing explained.
Well, I guess
here,
we don't have a picture then. So we can do the alliteration headline.
Just think of a childlike looking face and put it on a sex doll, and that's what they look like.
Anyway, alliteration headline. Paris proposes putting permanent prohibitions on pedo-perv plaything. That's got 8 P's. Pee popping.
Boo!
Also, I wanted to point out.
Things.
I always want to point out these politicians that want to declare things inappropriate. These politicians who want to declare things inappropriate remind me. Oh my God! Remind me the reason they think it's sexually inappropriate is because they get turned on by it. That's what I say every damn time they think. And it reminds me of 1984 when MTV banned, you might have heard of this, MTV banned a video by Queen because they were cross-dressing. Like Freddie Mercury wearing a dress, Roger Taylor wearing a dress, and they're ironing. And, you know, the whole band is wearing, you know, cross-dressing. MTV banned it for whatever reason. They made up a reason. But what actually happened is an executive at MTV got turned on by Roger Taylor dressing up. He got so excited, he thought it was a woman. And somebody told him that's a man, and he lost shit and banned the video. That's actually what happened. So, once again, if you're getting turned on by it, you're gonna ban it because it turns you on. It's like, so what? It turns you. That's your issue, dude. Nobody else's. Nobody else has that issue. Just you. Maybe they do, but they're not going crazy over it. They're just going, hey, look, he makes a nice looking woman. I can admit that. Anyway, there's your little quick, not so commentary on the.
Well, supposedly these sex dolls are. I found the sex doll on the U.S. website, and they are sold out. So I guess they're very popular.
It'd be worth something someday, right? Hey, remember this? Remember the sex dolls? Who knows? Who knows? People are weird. So yeah, let's do a spin. I got one more story.
I'm not here to kink shame. Let's roll our next segue.
That's still the funniest thing in history is that they banned a video for cross-dressing of all things. Like, what
I'm
the hell is
personally
wrong
not
with MTV?
a believer in the kind of pipeline logic, right? You know, like the idea that if you smoke weed, you're going to do heroin, right? And there's an idea that if you get a sex doll and you're a pervert, you're obviously going to just move on to doing that to real children.
Of course.
Right? There's the idea. I don't believe in that idea. I don't think that's real. But I'm not a psychologist. Maybe there's studies on that to see if there's an actual pipeline to, you know, becoming a pedophile because you have a sex doll.
All I know is that 1984 is the appropriate year for that to happen. Oh my God! Somebody on TV is doing something that's not exactly kosher in a music video of all things. Ooh, you know. Anyway, do you spend?
Our next segue reminds me of a song. So give me your stories. Hello?
All right, here comes your story. Here comes your story.
Yeah.
So my pen wasn't writing. Stupid pens I get. I don't know why. They write for 5 minutes and then quit. Our story, a rare out-of-place cuckoo. Are you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Well, maybe you're cuckoo for this cuckoo, because it's out not an American bird, typically. A rare out-of-place cuckoo sends birders flocking to Long Island in hopes of once-in-a-lifetime sighting. This is from Sarah Kuta of SmithsonianMag.com. The common cuckoo spends most of the year in Europe and Asia, but migrates to Africa in the winter. So here we go. We got a picture of the guy. A lot of people have pictures of him. Birders, man. Birders are some real dedicated people. Lots of people, a lot of time in their hands, a lot of them retired, and they just go, bye, I'm out. I'm going to go look at a bird 3,000 miles away. See you in a week. Anyway, Roy William Gardner was golfing in New York's Long Island when an unusual-looking bird flitted between the fence posts caught his eye. Gardner's not much of a birder himself, but his nephew Chris Sayers is an ornithologist at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. So the golfer snapped a picture to share with his relatives, who was immediately flabbergasted. He said, "What you have there is called a lifer," Gardner tells CBS
Absolutely
New York.
flabbered.
Jennifer McLogan. He goes, "People go their whole lifetime and not see this." Woo! One of the most abundant birds in the United States, the European starling, is considered an invasive species. The starlings were supposedly introduced to the United States by a man who insisted the country contained every bird referenced in William Shakespeare's plays. Jackass. That story is likely a myth, but its invasive qualities of starlings are real. After the release of just a few dozen in 1890, there are now an estimated 150 million such birds in North America. They're fun to watch because there are thousands of them fly in formation. I mean, I've tried to film some of them huge flocks. I mean, they make some amazing maneuvers in air that just blow my mind. Anyway, this isn't about starlings. I don't know why they're talking about starlings. It's supposed to be about cuckoos. Gardner had stumbled on a very special bird indeed. Yes, a common cuckoo, thousands of miles from home. Word spread on social media, and soon birders began flocking to Riverhead, a town in the base of Long Island's North Fork, for a chance to see the out-of-place creature. "We started a crazy viral birder insanity," Gardner tells CBS New York. Birders from near and far go cuckoo for rare birds spotted in Riverbend. Oh, clever headlines. Despite this name, the common cuckoo is not all common in the lower 48. The species, which is Latin name is Cuculus canorus, can be found across Eurasia, and the European birds headed down Africa for the winter. More recently, the cuckoos have turned up in Alaska, likely in response to a warming climate. Alaska, that seems a little bit out of place from somewhere, everywhere. The species had never recorded in New York before, and it had only been spotted twice in the East Coast, once in Massachusetts in 1981, again in Rhode Island in 2020. Reports the Riverhead News Review's Angela Colangelo. Some common cuckoos show up at Santa Cruz, California in 2012. Gardner's first spotted the bird at Vineyard Golf and Country Club on October 23rd, per the Riverhead News Review. It stuck around long enough through the weekend, gobbling up caterpillars by unknowingly putting on a show for around 200 birders. People at the golf course must have been pissed. Can I play through? No, there's a bird! Oh, okay. I'll wait. How and why did the common cuckoo end up far outside its normal range? For now, the creature's long journey remains a mystery, though some birders speculate it had been blown, of course, by a powerful nor'easter that swept through the East Coast in mid-October. Jay Rand, one of the birders who sprang into action to see the wayward cuckoo, suspects the bird is a youngster, likely undertaking its first ever migration, per the Riverhead News Review. Common cuckoos are medium-sized birds, landing somewhere between a robin and a crow. I mean, that isn't where they land. That isn't literally where they land. I would like to land, but I don't see a robin and a crow. I like how they say that. Yeah, it's the sizes between a robin and a crow. It doesn't actually land there. Anyway, according to the National Audubon Society, they have long tails and long wings that make them look a bit like hawks while flying. Males are mostly covered in gray feathers, though they have black and white stripes across their chests and bellies. Females can also be gray, although some rich brown color with deeper, darker stripes. Males make the iconic cuckoo sound that inspired the clock, while female vocalizations sound more like quick, 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 like that. Quick, 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 quick. Common cuckoos are known as brood parasites, meaning they lay their eggs in the nests of other bird species. Oh boy, that's not cool. That means they kick the other eggs in there, knock them out of the nest, lay their eggs, and take off and let the other birds
raise them.
Raise their
and they don't. The birds
raise
are
their
too
youngins,
stupid
and
to
they're like,
notice.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's
a
not
huge
one of mine.
bird. Wow,
What
I
the
really
heck
raised this one.
is that? Oh, it was a warm egg when I got here. It must have been mine." Yeah, birds. Being all bird-brained. Common cuckoos are known as, often the imposter egg goes unnoticed, and once the cuckoo chick hatches, it begins kicking other eggs out of the nest. Okay, that happens in that order. It is clever adaptation, allows cuckoos to pass on their genes without having to do any of the hard work of parenting themselves. Oh my God. The first absent dads. Oh my God. Birds that end up far from home, like the New York common cuckoo, are known as vagrants. They're fairly common among the spring and fall migrations, and they are a rare treat for some birders who aim to see as many different species through their lifetimes or a given year as possible. Birders are absolutely insane about spotting a bird they've never seen before. I got my book, I got my check marks, I got 7,000 birds. There's one I don't have. Vagrancy is mostly a mystery to ornithologists. They think some birds might get lost because of severe thorns, while others may be hitching rides on boats. Don't forget that possibility. Or in some instances, garbage trucks. Garbage trucks across the ocean? I want to see that. Birds also use Earth's magnetic field for navigation, so disruptions to that field due to space weather might throw off their flight paths. Okay, if it was the magnetic thing, you'd see thousands of them, not just one. So that's not it. Anyway, there's your story. Let's have us, what did I say? What's what here? Reminds me of a song.
Reminds me of a song.
Right on.
Songs about birds. Well, there's lots of songs about birds, but I think the one I'm thinking of is totally unrelated to this. But Mockingbird.
Oh, no.
By Eminem, which has the famous line, I'm going to break that birdie's neck. I'm going to give you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, I'm going to break that birdie's neck. That's what he says. It's a song about his daughter, right? He was very estranged. His baby mama and his daughter, and he wrote a lot of songs about being angry about that and not those songs. That's what the song that reminded me.
I'm more worried about you now. I mean,
it's his lyrics, okay? It's just a song I remember hearing in my youth.
There is an original Mockingbird, right? Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mom's gonna buy you a Mockingbird. There's an actual song that doesn't include violence, but yeah, you can have that one, I suppose. Let's have a cheer. I thought you were gonna say Freebird. Freebird by Leonard Skinner would be mine, but didn't spin that, so you did. All right, that's it. That's my only story.
I thought you had another story. Okay.
Done. I can stop thinking for the rest of the day.
You're not done. You have to do with this day in history. But first, our culture news, and you have to do segues too, so you're not done thinking.
Well, we'll see what the segue is. It's still be
It looks like it's a limerick, so get wrecked. You have to think.
Damn. You did that on purpose.
I don't know why it's getting so laggy. For some reason it's getting really laggy. I think I switched scenes too many times and now it's angry at me.
I sent you a video, by the way. Hope you got it.
Well, I can't look at it now. Okay, we're going to my culture story, which is from Your News Culture. In some weird culture news, Australian political storm over wearing a Joy Division t-shirt. Huh? This is from David Morquand. When Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese stepped off a plane wearing a Joy Division t-shirt, he triggered a political storm. A minor one, but one that has us asking, is wearing a Joy Division shirt controversial or anti-Semitic? It's a profound failure of judgment, quoted him. That's how Australian opposition leader... Sorry, fine, what he said. Profound failure of judgment by opposition leader Suzanne Ley described the actions of Prime Minister Anthony Albanese when he returned from the United States. On the 23rd of October, the leader of the center-left Labour Party stepped off the plane in casual attire, wearing a t-shirt emblazoned with the name of the influential pop-punk band Joy Division and the cover of their seminal 1979 debut studio album, Unknown Pleasures. It's an iconic tee featuring Peter Saville's image of radio waves from pulsars 1990 from the Cambridge Encyclopedia of Astronomy. You'll find it sold everywhere from H&M to Hot Topic and worn by both die-hard Ian Curtis fans and try-hard hipsters wishing to rank up credibility points. Desperate plea to seem edgy despite the fact they've only heard Love Will Tear Us Apart. That's probably me. I think I maybe know a second Joy Division song, but that's the one I know the most. We don't know where Albanese falls on that spectrum, but it's a cracking album by a legendary band nonetheless. Still, the satirical choice wasn't to everyone's liking. 5 days after the picture was taken, Lay, leader of the Liberal Party, decided to criticize Albanese's shirt. In a speech before Parliament, Lay accused Albanese of making a profound failure of judgment, describing the choice of t-shirt as an insult to all, and insinuated that the band were anti-Semitic for being named after a wing of Nazi concentration camps where Jewish women were forced into sexual slavery. The Joy Division. I see what we're saying here. Joy Division, named after the forced sex slaves. That's an interesting line to pull there. At a time when Jewish Australians are facing a rise in anti-Semitism, when families are asking for reassurance and unity, Prime Minister chooses to create an image derived from hatred and suffering, she said. This is where we can't take anything seriously because you start making them, a mountain out of a molehill here. It's a shirt, lady. It's a shirt. Mm-hmm. Apologize immediately and explain why he thought this was acceptable. Women can never lose the allegations of being emotionally unavailable. Like, what is this? What is this? Scream bloody murder for a t-shirt. Have countless music fans been proudly vaunting an anti-Semitic reference all these years? Short answer, no. Long answer, no. The band Joy Division were not anti-Semitic. They were named Warsaw before it changed their name to Joy Division, which is a reference to the 1953 novella House of Dolls by Jewish writer and Holocaust survivor Yehiel Denur, also known as Kat Senik 135633, their number in the Holocaust camps. The book describes Joy Divisions, which were groups of women imprisoned in concentration camps during World War II, kept for the sexual pleasure of other inmates. As a spokesperson for the Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum, told The Guardian, as far as we know, there is no historical record of any wing of a concentration camp where Jewish women were forced into sexual slavery. The spokesperson emphasized that while brothels and sex servitude in the camps did exist, most of the women forced to work were German social misfit prisoners imprisoned in Auschwitz for prostitution. You're a prostitute, we're putting you in jail to continue being a prostitute. You are soldiers. Sensitivity towards the Jewish community is important, especially at a time when members of said community are related with the atrocities committed by Benjamin Netanyahu's government. However, Suzanne Lay's barrel-scraping attempt to score political points problematically undermines the very cause she puppets or attempts to defend. Indeed, her reactionary and fear-mongering tactic reduces the ills of actual anti-Semitism to wearing a t-shirt. To say nothing of how her comments reveal a certain level of cultural literacy, as affirming that a Joy Division t-shirt is a front or equivalent to blurting out that members of Spandau Ballet were Nazi sympathizers because their name deliberately refers to final jerking movements of the bodies of prisoners hung in Spandau prison. Hey, if this is related to Nazis, you're a Nazi yourself. We can't, let people know that Nazis were evil and continue reminding them that Nazis were evil by making reference to how evil Nazis are without becoming Nazis ourselves. That's what she's trying to say here. For those with an affinity towards band tees, you're safe with both bands. Albanese has not apologized for wearing a t-shirt. Australian Jewish groups have not condemned the Prime Minister. His fellow Labour official Pat Gorman has defended him, citing the widespread popularity of the band and the image. The Guardian, it's a t-shirt of a band he's fan of. The music has been around for a few decades. There's big issues in the world. I don't think t-shirts or mainstream bands is one. As for National Senator Bridget McKenzie, she added, a lot to legitimately criticize the Prime Minister about $1 billion debt, skyrocketing house prices, the job losses in a heavy industrial sector. Wearing a t-shirt isn't one of them. We also add that Lay should look into the vision, maybe start with the track She's Lost Control. It's a song about the fragility of life as Curtis, himself an epileptic, recounting a colleague suffering a seizure. It features the somewhat appropriate lyrics, confusion in her eyes that says it all. She's lost control. She's clinging to the nearest passerby. She's lost control. Thank you, David Marquand, for that very fitting lyric. For this weird, as we said, just over, what was it called? A reactionary reply to a t-shirt from the Prime Minister of Australia. You got a limerick for me?
Yes, I do. I was just looking up Joy Division because I don't know anything about them. They actually stopped being a group in 1980 because they're
that's why they say they were a group, right? They're no longer
committed suicide. The remaining members went on to found New Order, who I had heard songs from. So, so anyway, my limerick goes like this. Joy Division is apparently dividing joy. Aussie Prime Minister had a shirt to deploy. Now fascist turds want to punish words. Anti-Semitism is the fascist enabler's new favorite toy. That's a little bit long, but... Oh, you're anti-Semitic! No. Anti-Semitism is a real thing, but when you call everything anti-Semitism, it becomes this. Oh yeah, you're just going for the old playbook. We don't care anymore. That rings hollow now. It's like calling everything racism, right? Everything's racism. Well, everything can't be racism, even if it is. Get to the real racism, not the real perceived stuff. Like the perceived stuff.
This has been a problem since the 2010s with racism, right? Oh, you said that black people like chicken. That's racist. No, that's a stereotype. Racism would be me saying, I think people who eat fried chicken shouldn't be allowed to have rights. And that's conveniently targets a lot of black people. That's racist,
right.
Okay?
Yeah. Pulling people over for
saying a stereotype is not racism, it's prejudice. Like if you assume everyone who's black likes fried chicken, but that's not racism.
It's a
originally what racism is supposed to be.
Again, humor about these stereotypes is not racism either. It's humor. It's humor, okay? Again, if you're just offended by, oh my God, he said I ate fried chicken. Chill the fuck out. There's actual racism in this world. Get not everybody that's actually on your side that just wants to lighten the mood. You're going crazy about everything. You're never going to be happy because everything is racism. And also the thing,
I bet you this woman isn't even Jewish. So she's defending a people she has nothing to do with and assuming that they're being insulted by... Which is the worst kind of racist, screaming, right? Oh, you're insulting those people I have nothing to do with. I know, because I'm special. I don't fucking know.
Right? A band that hasn't existed for 45 years, by the way. The people who are around now have no reference to what they sang or what they stood for. All they go is, they have a name that offends me. Therefore, and then fill in the blank. Because I'm offended. And that's a new thing. It's a new thing, just being offended by everybody. I don't care, actually. If people are offended, that's good. Be offended. Nothing wrong with that. Expecting everybody to be offended is stupid. We're not. We're just not, man. We're not offended by dumb shit like that. Okay, so anyway, National Day.
Let's roll our segue wheel for this day in history and get our Wacky Wednesday.
Get it done. Yeah, let's put it in the books. Yeah, let's get it in the books. And
see if I get reminded of another song. I'm sure you'll talk about some music.
Maybe. We'll see. Oh boy, let's talk about November 5th in the year. While I wait. Did you spin?
I said reminds me of a song. You already forgot that quick,
You must have. Didn't hear it at all. Did not hear you at all. Did not hear anything at all. So that's why I didn't hear it. No sound. 1556, Mughal power was restored in India. Following Bayram Khan's victory at the Second Battle of Panipat. That was in 1556. 1838, Honduras declared its absolute independence, seceding from the United Provinces of Central America. It's like, screw you guys. We don't want to be part of this crap anymore. 1872, Susan B. Anthony was born, leader in American women's suffrage. cast a ballot in a presidential... Oh, wait, she wasn't born in this day. This is the day she cast a ballot in a presidential election, and she was later arrested for voting illegally and convicted in a trial she called the greatest outrage in history ever witnessed. So hats off to Susan B. Anthony, who is on our money. She's on $1. Those get more valuable every day, those Susan B. Anthony dollars. Made in 1979. 1911, American cowboy actor and singer Roy Rogers was born. Starred in films and television show alongside his wife, Dale Evans, and his horse, Trigger. Don't forget Trigger. 1913, British actor Vivien Leigh was born in India. What? Why was she born in India? That's because India was part of the British Empire in 1913. That's right. Who achieved motion picture immortality by playing two American literature's most celebrated Southern belles, Scarlett O'Hara and Blanche Dubois. Born in India, the British parents played Southern belles in two classic movies. Isn't it pretty amazing?
And that's what acting is. You don't have to be the thing
right.
You're portraying.
And frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Actually, it's frankly, I don't give a damn. He never said Scarlett. He said, frankly, Scarlett. And we said, frankly. Clark Gable said that. Frankly, I don't give a damn. 1914, France and Britain declared war on Turkey, widening the conflict to World War I. Well, that needed some widening, I guess. I don't fucking know. 1930, social critic Sinclair Lewis won the Nobel Prize for Literature, the first American to receive the honor. I believe he wrote The Jungle. 1940, Franklin Roosevelt was elected to an unprecedented third term of the President of the United States. Go FDR. He actually won 4 terms, but only served about, 3 months of his 4th term. 1998, the journal Nature published a report that DNA testing had confirmed, still disputed by some, who are these people? Ooh, DNA isn't a thing. Okay, morons. That a member of Thomas Jefferson's family had fathered a child with the slave Sally Hemings. The testing, however, was unable to definitively prove that Jefferson was a father. Okay, a member of Thomas Jefferson's family had DNA matches with the family of Sally Hemings' descendants, and Sally Hemings was the slave that Thomas Jefferson took to France with him. Do you think he was the father? I think he was. 2013, India launched its first interplanetary spacecraft, the Mars Orbiter mission, which was unmanned. Way to go, India! Put something on Mars. Also on this day, 2024, Stinky the Clown was elected. We're going to skip over that. 1605, our featured event, the Gunpowder Plot. We know about this one. We know it from that movie, V for Vendetta. Celebrated with
I have to
fireworks
watch that today. That's why I
Day.
watch it every year on this day.
Do you really? The Gunpowder Plot, celebrated with fireworks as Guy Fawkes. An English holiday. This English holiday marks the anniversary of the Gunpowder Plot, when Roman Catholics led by Robert Catesby tried to blow up Parliament, the king and his family, this day in 1605. So, I guess I celebrate weird shit. Eugene V. Debs, American social labor leader. It's his birthday. Socialism, as we have a new socialist mayor of New York City. That's right. The current mayor, I think, finished 9th or something. Yeah, no chance.
Yeah, he was.
I like that.
No one was a fan of that guy. Yeah.
Eric Adams was endorsed by Trump, and that just sank his freaking candidacy right there. And then Trump endorsed, of all people, he endorsed Andrew Cuomo, who finished 2nd. And anyway, Eugene V. Debs, when you're more famous American socialist, American social labor leader, born November 5th, 1855 in Terre Haute. So he'd be 180 today, 170 today. He died October 20th, 1926 at age of 70. So he died 100 years ago, roughly, 99 years ago. So happy birthday to Eugene Debs. Other birthdays today, we have L.S. Vygotsky, Soviet psychologist. Vivien Leigh, we did. Sam Shepard, American playwright and actor, born in 1943. Bill Walton, the late Bill Walton, one of your greatest basketball players of all time, suffered a lot of bad injuries, or he would have been better. Cool guy, Grateful Dead fan. Anyway, it's his birthday today. He would be 73, but he died a couple years ago. Tilda Swinton, Scottish actress, born in 1960. National Day calendar, it's only a couple things. National Stress Awareness we covered. It's National Love Your Red Hair Day. So, I'm going to find my red hair and love it. But, and it's also National Donut Day. So those are your mispronunciations, your limericks, your alliteration headlines, your mispronunciation, your news, and your weirdness for this day, Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, on Before Donuts. Donuts go coffee, donuts. Man. Donuts and coffee. One of the complimentary meals.
I don't have a song, but I was reminded of the poem, which poetry can be musical. Remember, the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes, 'twas his intent to blow up the king and the parliament. 3 barrels of powder below, for old England to overthrow. By God's providence he was catched, the dark lantern in a burning match. Holla boys, let the bells ring. Holla boys, God save the king. Of course, there was a king at that. Well, there's a king now too, but there was a king at that time when the poetry was written.
Yoo-hoo.
There you go.
Who was the king in 16? Who was the king? Was it Charles I?
Probably. I don't know.
What year was it again?
1605.
I think it was Charles.
Does not say who the king was. I'm not very good at my dates and my kings.
I'll tell you. Just do your days. Are you doing them? Or what? What are we pausing for? Are you there?
You're looking something
Did
up.
I lose you again?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, don't wait for me. My internet is so slow. You might as well just be,
Okay.
You might as well plant some.
For International UN Observance, it's World Tsunami Awareness Day. What happens when those earthquakes hit? Get a bunch of water trying to come inland. Help spread the message of tsunamis. And invest in tsunami early warning systems, evacuation mapping, risk education, and regular drills to reduce mortality, limit disruption, and protect development. Because that water is getting higher as we slowly burn our planet into smithereens. We are losing we are losing the ability to.
Boo!
Yeah, boo! We have less land every year, so we have to protect ourselves from those tsunamis. Let me do this.
Yeah, because our volcanoes cannot create land fast enough. We got to stop making it disappear.
Did you find out the king?
King James the First. It was.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I thought it was.
King James the First, which was technically the fourth of Scotland, I believe.
Yeah. Oh no, it was a fifth. It was a sixth.
Fifth of Scotland.
There was 5 King James. Sixth. The 5th was his dad.
Oh, okay.
His dad married one of the princesses of, actually the Queen of France, and that's how he got himself a royal title in England, because they were all related, all cousins and shit.
Okay.
And the Stuart
This has been
Dynasty.
Allison here.
He rewrote the Bible. Right.
I don't know when you're going to stop talking. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. as we finish up another Wacky Wednesday, our first one of the month, and hopefully not the last of our Wacky news. We will see you tomorrow for Thursday's 13, and 13, we already have a list, actually, right? 13 Republican states where Republican elections, 13 elections Republicans completely got trashed in, something like that. Yesterday. 13 elections that they just
something like that.
Had no chance of winning. Something like that.
Yeah, let's.
So make sure you're subscribed. Turn on the notification bell so you know when we go live and post a video. So you don't miss our Thursday's 13 list. Also, you can support the show on Patreon because we do not make any money off the show. If you're getting ads on the show, it wasn't us because we do not have monetization. So please, if you would like to support us monetarily, Patreon is there. And here is our celebratory mic drop moment. Okay, so the guy everyone knew was going to win won, as far as I'm concerned.
He won. Not only did he win, he's the first mayor of New York to get 1 million votes in one election.
Really?
And he won over 50%. Yeah, and it was like a 20-person race, and he won over 50%. So, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty resounding. He won by 9 points.
But as Eugene Debs once said,
there was like 3 different people going for the selection, I guess.
20. Not a few. 20 or so. The top 3 candidates, maybe, you heard of, but they're unlimited people. Including Eric Adams, who finished 8th or something. Okay?
the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor.
There's a lot of people working in New York City, that's true.
Knuckles scarred with kitchen burns.
The problem with living in a city like New York City is that there are a lot of people, and because there's so many people, a lot of your voter base is just workers who just don't have time, or they're already disillusioned with the democratic process. That's what I was reading on social media. People who wouldn't vote because they just don't care. They're disillusioned.
We have grasped it.
But a lot of people were pamphleting to get those people to vote.
Yeah, I don't listen to naysayers. They don't do anything for me.
Oh, I'm being hopeful. I'm not saying it was naysaying. I'm saying more people voted because people were
says that.
convincing them to vote.
Whoever says there's voter apathy is counting on voter apathy. That's what I'm saying.
I wish.
Yeah, he's done. Andrew Cuomo is done.
I don't even know why he even tried to. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why he tried to get reelected.
Because he got millions of APAC dollars. That's why he ran.
Oh, right, of course. For anybody who doesn't know, APAC is... Yeah, you're about to say it.
Jewish oligarchs. It's their little group.
Israel, basically. Israel paying for people to get elected in a country that is not their country. They lobby the U.S. government to be pro-Israel by just getting their people in. But that's not seen as some sort of spy espionage bullshit.
No, it's lobbyist.
From Israel.
It's completely illegal. There's nothing illegal about it. Not a damn thing illegal about it. Being a lobbyist for a country is a well-paid job. Nothing illegal about it. Suggesting it's illegal is not true. It's just not true.
I wish it was.
It's just that they needed somebody to defeat. Why?
Other countries lobbying for who gets elected in your election isn't seen as tampering in an election.
It's called hiring a lobbyist. Everybody does it. Everybody.
Okay, just because people do it doesn't mean it should be allowed.
I'm listening to the speech. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to talk.
Well, we need to talk, otherwise we get copyright striked for reacting to this.
Ain't no copyright. No copyrights on a news story.
Yeah, the people who recorded the footage.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons. And follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.